wrong with America? Oh, Lord.
Hello and welcome to Don't Feed the Gondolas. It's been a week in which country superstar Daniel O'Donnell shocked fans with his admission that he's embarrassed about his big nose. Which is amazing. You'd think it was the really tiny penis that would bother him, you know. With Brendan O'Connor tonight, a man who has shot to national prominence, nay superstardom, with his zany predictions of the weather. At least that's what would have happened if anyone had been watching. From a television channel called TV3, it's Martin King. And joining Dara O'Brien tonight, he's a man called Jerry. He's from Northern Ireland. He's got a beard, and he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize this week. Which just goes to demonstrate that all them Northerners look the same. It's Chat Show Prince Jerry Kelly. Whoa! Big clap for Jerry there. So to settle in our TV pals, we'll start with our props in the news round. Each team gets a set of props, which give clues to the identity of a celeb in the news this week. They simply have to guess who it is and why they're in the newspapers. I think Dara and Jerry, you're going first. So what have you got there? You've got a teapot.
Teapot.
You've got a little teacup. And you've got some horrible misshapen thing. That's not you, Jerry. That's the thing there. You're lovely, Jerry.
It's a nose. It's a fake nose.
It's a nose, right. Okay, it's a nose.
I'm presuming that, well, I know he's in the news, but this is the teapot is obviously to do with the Daniel O'Donnell has these big tea parties, I know, and women from all over the world come to touch his skirt and be healed of their illnesses and stuff like that, and have tea, and then their husbands pick them up and they go, "Why are you so giddy?" And for years they've been trying to work out why, but I think the nose is a clue that actually he puts cocaine in their tea. And that's why the tea parties are so popular. They're in a big warehouse just outside Donegal, like, and those are pumping music and stuff like. It's great. It's very good fun.
I think you're probably right, actually. But I'm looking at the shape, and there's only one person with that shape. I can sort of Mary Harney, short. No? No, I think we'll go with Daniel O'Donnell.
Okay, fair enough. A wise choice, I think, Jerry. Yes, very well done. You do get 3 points because, just to make it easy, I gave the answer just before I asked the question. So it was, in fact, Daniel O'Donnell who was embarrassed about the size of his nose when there's so much else to be embarrassed about. It's very strange. But let's be fair here. Daniel O'Donnell is a talented singer. Jesus, that's hard to say even when you're joking, you know. But the whole thing about Daniel is that nowadays it's much more about singing a song. There's staging, presentation, and dancing. Now, dancing has been a problem for Daniel, so much so that he's taken private lessons from Michael Jackson. And what we have now is some before and after VT to demonstrate the change in his dancing technique. Have a look at this. Now, there he is there. That's before, obviously. That dance is called I Married My Cousin. That's the name of that dance. And oh yes, he's getting a bit frisky there. This is afterwards. Woo! Oh yes. So there you go. Now the keen-eyed among you will have noticed, of course, that he didn't actually grab his crotch there. That's because they haven't told him the facts of life yet. So Brendan and Martin, what have you got? Big prickly thing?
Yeah. So.
And a cactus.
And this has an Ulster flag on it, so obviously green from Ulster and full of pricks. It must be Sinn Féin. And this then is the crown with the RTE logo, so the king or queen of RTE.
Well, RTE's full of queens, so obviously.
Yeah. So obviously Gay Byrne.
Yeah.
And I think they're both in the news because they're both very disappointed that they weren't included in the Nobel Peace Prize this week. Jerry for all his work on the peace process and everything, and Gay for his work on furniture restoration and posting quizzes and Housewives of the Year and that kind of thing.
So you're saying it's two people? You're saying it's Jerry Adams and Gay Byrne?
Look, I'm just trying to make a joke. I wasn't
all right, sorry.
I was thinking the Christmas party at TV3 will be a laugh, won't it? There'll be you, there'll be Lorraine Keane, there'll be Seinfeld, and there'll be all the crowd from the Sweeney.
If they're still alive.
And maybe Xena Warrior Princess. And
well,
right,
we have
okay.
sent out the invites.
Okay, well, I will give you no points.
Well, hang on a minute. You gave them a clue.
I gave you a clue as well.
He said Daniel O'Donnell's worried about his nose. Here's a teapot and a nose.
Yes, indeed, but I
You
did
had to decipher
for
that.
you, that's
know?
a clue, Darren.
You had to read between the lines. and
Yes,
that.
yeah. Well, for them, I did mention the answer before I asked the question, and I did exactly the same thing in your case because the answer is Jerry Kelly is the answer because he's actually in the news this week because of this story. Kelly to be new chat king, which claims that Jerry's the front runner to take over from Gay Byrne. Ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants. Yeah. Now, of course, I don't want to embarrass Jerry by asking how many people he's prepared to kill to get the job. But
Sorry,
what I want
your
to do,
name is Jerry what?
Kelly.
And I know you from...
I am one of those pricks that you saw.
There's another story for the Daily Mirror tomorrow now. But now I want to explain some of the background of this. Jerry first came to the attention of RTE bosses when he did an edition of his UTV chat show in the Late Late Show studio. So here's some VT of Jerry sitting in Gabo's chair.
It fits as well.
Watch it.
Ooh, bit of tension there, I thought.
Jerry, were you able to get the chair off afterwards?
Now, of course, the important question here is what does Uncle Gabo make of all this? Behind the smiles, does he really harbour dark feelings towards his brash, handsome, vibrant young pretender? Now, we have some VT, which we think gives something of a clue. This is Gabo and Jerry meeting for the first time in the Late Late Show studio. Now, what I want you to watch out for is what are Gabo's arms doing? Have a look at this. Now, there's Gabo. He's got the microphone in one hand. He's having a bit of a root around the back there, I think. Gabo is scratching his arse on live television. Now watch what he does with the hand. I'm telling you, there's no flies in our Gabo.
I have to tell you, I have not washed that hand since.
Is that what's the red hand of Ulster, is it?
The brown hand of Ulster, actually, we changed it straight after the handshake.
Sounds like Gabo had the red arse of Ulster. So after all that crap, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Brendan's team got no points. What's going on here is the name of the next bit. Each team are given a snippet of videotape from which they must glean what is going on here. Jerry and Dara. For you, we have Jerry Ryan in a stupid hat.
Time, ladies and gentlemen, for our next secret New Year's Eve musical extravaganza. This lady...
I've seen this.
You have?
I know the answer to this one.
You've watched Secrets.
I've seen it. Once I watched it. He now introduces someone who is even less successful on television than Jerry Ryan is.
Ooh, snippy. He's getting into the RTE spirit already, I think. I'll give you 1 point. Just for charity, really, basically. There's no reason whatsoever. The clip is fairly self-explanatory. Let's see what's going on here.
I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed man, and he was evil.
And they say Nell McCafferty moans when she talks.
But listen, at least she got some use for those sideburns at last.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So, Brendan Martin, for you, we have a future group of Nobel Prize winners.
Yeah, we're going to give a few numbers.
Are you looking forward to that? Okay, you're happy enough?
I'm delighted.
Want to say Happy Christmas to anybody?
Yeah, happy Christmas to everybody here and everybody who's watching.
I am delighted, yeah.
That's actually Boyzone.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Okay, you
Did
get a
see
point for
over-
observation there.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Did you see over the weekend they did a pay-per-view thing on Sky and they made a little kind of promotional video for it which was shown all week on Sky last week. And it was, what did the lads out of Boyzone, what would they have done if they weren't in Boyzone, right? Ronan wanted to be a jockey, but he was too tall. So then obviously he saw an ad somewhere for Boyzone, wanted tall jockey for a boy band and possibly more. As regards what happened next, I think that they're going to be surrounded by screaming girls. And again, like, that's pretty pointless a load of screaming girls running up to Boyzone. They're wasting their time because, as we all know, every member of Boyzone is totally in a stable relationship. Interesting.
A relationship in a stable.
Did you think I was going to say they were
No,
all
no,
gay?
no, 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 no,
Gay
no,
as
no, no,
coots,
no, no.
the lot of them.
No, 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 no.
Could it be that somebody runs on and tells them it's Easter?
Go on, clap him if you really feel your mask. Well, the actual answer to explain what's actually going on in this clip involves Shane from Boyzone. Now, what a lot of people don't appreciate about Shane is that English isn't his first language. Since a child, he's of course spoken monkey talk. Now, of course, as you can see there from the clip, it was a Christmas gig, and the Boyzone language coaches, they've been drumming it into Shane. When it comes to your turn, just say, "Happy Christmas, everybody." Happy Christmas, everybody. Let's see, did he get it right?
Want to say Happy Christmas to anybody?
Yeah, happy Christmas to everybody here and everybody who's watching, and a special happy Christmas to my little girl, Hannah.
Oh, welcome.
Happy Christmas to somebody.
So after all that, the scores are that Dara's team got 1 point and Brendan's team got 2 points. When we return, Temperance Frey, as members of the public, won't answer my brilliant questions. Back here in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Sir, could I ask you a quick question, please? You could win a car. Sir, could I ask you a quick question, please? You could win a car, a holiday home. Would you like to change your life forever? Have you thought about Jesus? To which he replied, "Have you ever thought about my fist in your mouth?" Time now for State of the Nation, where we test how much in tune our contestants are with the average non-speaking man in the shopping centre. Now, as you may know, the Dublin Theatre Festival is in full swing. However, this week, we went to an opening of a different kind. The Irish have had a tumultuous history. Over the last 800 years, we fought to maintain our Irishness, to defend our Irish way of life. Well, this week, along comes the ultimate expression of that, the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre, filled with the most Irish of shops. Shops like Marks and Spencer's, C&A, and of course the most Irish of stores, Boots. As you can see, a great deal of this shopping centre was designed by Andy Warhol. Already tragedy strikes in the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. On only its second day of trading, somebody has planted an exploding ice cream cone among the normal ones. One of the startup problems of the new shopping centre is an overabundance of static electricity. Oh, there's bargains! Ah! So, Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. Jerry, you can go first. Your question relates to your namesake, Jerry Adams, who was in the US this week and again said he wants to take the gun out of Irish politics. So the question we asked was, Jerry Adams says he wants to take the gun out of Irish politics. So if Jerry doesn't have a gun in his pocket, does that mean he's just really pleased to see David Trimble? We asked this man, did he say A, guess what I've got under my hat? B, sorry I'm only on day release? Or C, I'm not really that intelligent?
It would have to be A, wouldn't it? Guess what I've got under my hat.
No conferring.
I have to take your first answer on that one, I'm afraid.
Okay. It would have to be A, wouldn't it? I'm not conferring, I'm looking at the camera. A.
A, you reckon it's A? You're fairly sure it's A? Okay. Let's have a look at the VT and find out. Jerry Adams says he wants to take the gun out of Irish politics. So do you think if Jerry doesn't have a...
No chance.
Do you think if he doesn't have a gun in his pocket, that means he's really pleased to see David Trimble?
I'm not that intelligent.
Obviously. So, no points there, I'm afraid.
Sean, there's a bit of an anti-Ulster thing going on here. He started talking about pricks and now we're talking about Ulstermen not that intelligent.
Well, no, he said it. He volunteered the information, Jerry.
Yeah,
That's
he
usually
said
a sign of
he said I was a prick earlier.
Mentioned,
He called me a prick earlier.
we haven't even mentioned Frank Carson yet.
Oh, he is a prick.
Talk show king in prick jive. Dara, your question is this. It was reported this week that the Irish Army have hired private security firms to guard some of their barracks. Does this mean that Securicar would beat Ireland in a war? We asked this man, did he say A, yeah, right, really clever? B, don't ask me, I was out of the country for the weekend. Or C, kill, 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 I'm going to kill you all.
Well, I think the words private security firms, is that the words used? That doesn't mean secure court. That means some bloke in a big black bomber jacket with a little radio mic standing outside the Ministry of Defence going, no, sorry, Gov, you can't come in. You know, have you got any ID? And he's going, I'm the Minister for Defence. And they're going, I'm sorry, I hear that 10 times a night. You know that? I said, what age are you? What age are you, son? Go on, try somewhere else, go on. Try the Minister for Agriculture, go on. But I would say that he had went for number 1, so in the hope that he was also from the north and we can flag north people again. Number 1, A.
Yeah, right, really clever. Let's have a look at the VT and find out. It was reported in the newspapers this week that the army have employed private security firms to guard some of their barracks. Do you think, does that mean that Securicar would beat Ireland in a war?
Haven't a clue about it. Know nothing about it at all. I've been out of the country for the weekend, so I haven't a clue what's going on.
Where were you?
Over in Isle of Man.
The Isle of Man, does that constitute as out of the country?
It's not this country, is it? It is a separate country of its own.
Whoa! I didn't want to pursue that any further in case it turned into answer C, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always nice to meet a member of the Isle of Man Liberation Front.
Over buying supplies in the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. So, Martin, it's your turn. Your question is this, that this week a British sexual therapist claimed that most men bluff about their sexual expertise. With that in mind, how big is your penis? We asked this couple, did they say, that's actually a fallacy? Do you get it? Fallacy! Ha! B, act on, you dirty, smelly, stinking pig dogs. Or C, 12 inches, but he doesn't use it as a rule.
I'm going to go with A.
You're going to go with A?
Because they look as if they've been on the rip anyway the night before. I don't think they were with each other, but they do look as if they've been on the rip and have just met up.
Okay, several libel suits in there. But let's have a look at the VT and find out. A leading sexual therapist this week claimed that the vast majority of men tell lies about their sexual performance. With that in mind, how big is your penis?
Inches, but he doesn't use it as a rule.
Martin, I've been very impressed because I watch TV3 News for the same reason I think that everyone else watches TV3 News, which is because we saw...
Everyone else watches TV3 News?
Everyone else who watched TV3 News, the reason they watch it, which is because we saw lots of photographs of TV3 News readers in their underwear in all the Sunday papers and stuff like that. So we all tuned in going, this is going to be magic. But I was very impressed actually because they have a whole new style in news there, in which, especially when Gráinne Seoga, they don't move their head at all when they're doing the news. And they're like completely like rock solid, here is the news, happy story, sad story. Who cares? Same thing. And even if they're on the wrong camera, they'll go, oh, wrong camera, right. I don't move my head again. And it's weird, and even the hair is like Lego Man hair. It's all planted down, right? and if you flick over to RT after watching TV3 for a while, it's like Anne Doyle's going, here is the news. Oh, mad. So
Finally, Brendan, for you we have a Jerry Ryan question. The question is, Jerry Ryan is to host a TV talent show. Does this mean that RT has finally come to understand what irony means? We asked this woman, did she say A, I think he's a sweetie pie, but you've got some neck to ask? B, I don't know, my neck is really sore, so I have to do some shopping now. C, I'm in favour of women in the priesthood. What do you think?
The show, it's going to be based on Opportunity Knocks, isn't it? Remember the old Huey Green show? Mm-hmm. Subsequently known as Opportunity Knocks Paulie Yates' mother up. B.
B, I don't know, my neck is really sore, I have to do some shopping now. Let's have a look at the VT and find out. This week it was reported that Jerry Ryan is going to present a TV talent show. Do you think this means that RTE has finally realised what irony means?
I don't know. My neck's in dreadful pain, so I've got to go and do some more shopping.
So the scores after that is that Dara's team got no points and Brendan's team got 2 points. 7. We've just enough facts left to squeeze them into our final round. 60 seconds of facts. Each team gets asked a minute's worth of questions about the week's events. They get a point for the right answer, or 2 if they can raise a titter from the studio audience. Dara and Jerry, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. TV3 have been refused access to what?
Their children.
Good weatherman. Good weatherman. Viewers.
Who said last week, I've got a great bum and a sense of humour?
David Trimble.
Peter
Jerry
Stringfellow actually is the right answer there. A cute cuddly toy that totes its own brand of gibberish is called what?
Martin King, TV3 weatherman.
Furby is the actual answer. A student nurse who won £50,000 last week and blew it all on what?
Bacardi and Coke.
Student doctors.
And a vodka for Mary as well, while you're there.
3 days in Vegas, the actual answer. Dwight York views Roy Keane as a real what?
Irishman.
Psychopath, absolutely out of his head. Stay down that end of the pitch,
Father
Roy.
figure is the even funnier real answer. Iranian students have placed a £200,000 bounty on the head of who?
Billy Barry.
Salman Rushdie is the actual answer. According to a recent book, the Queen Mother is a committed what?
Nymphomaniac.
That's right, is the actual answer.
Puzzle mentalist, go on.
BBC bosses have pumped £4 million into what?
A new sewage plant outside Athlone.
Melinda Messenger's breasts.
Noel's house party is the actual answer there. Okay, very good, well done. Now, Brendan and Martin, your 60 seconds
Sean,
of facts.
Can you be nice to Martin now? This is his first time on national television.
Okay, I
Finding it
understand.
all a bit stressful. It's the same as TV3, except the audience are live.
Brendan and Martin,
Well,
yours.
hang on,
Yes,
hang on.
sorry.
But the difference is, at TV3 I work with good-looking people.
But obviously not funny people. Brendan and Martin, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. A new survey claims that good-looking women in the workplace get what?
Jobs at TV3.
Sweets.
A leg up is the actual answer. Vincent Brown has sold McGill in order to concentrate on what?
His singing career.
His career as a barrister is the actual answer. Joschka Fischer is Germany's first green what?
Greengrocer.
Foreign minister is the actual answer. According to a recent survey, 1 in 10 foreign tourists felt that Ireland was unacceptably what?
Small.
Smelly.
Expensive is the actual answer. After allegations of match fixing, 2 Chinese officials have been stripped of their what?
Stripped of their superpowers.
Licenses is the actual answer there. Last week, Ulrika Johnson's new game show was what?
Shit.
They've only got a minute left. Ming the Merciless is begging Gardaí to do what?
To take him by the reins and show him a good time. Pass the joint.
Arrest him is the actual answer. U2's Larry Mullen is expecting what?
To join Boys Up.
No, he's expecting a child, actually. Robbie Williams' girlfriend acts as his what?
Mother. In bed.
No. Minder is the actual answer.
Yeah.
So at the end of that round and at the end of the entire programme, for the first time in something like 47 years, the scores are that Brendan's team have 14 points, but Dara's team have 16 points and they've won! Hooray! And so ends another excuse for members of the public to say, "Are you feeding the gondolas?" when they meet me on the street. Big thanks and sunny skies to Brendan's guest, Martin King. And with Dara, the king in waiting, so we're all going to suck up to him in hospitality afterwards, Jerry Kelly. But as we go, this week saw the opening of the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. Built at a cost of $1.6 billion, it is the most expensive hotel in the world. Earlier on, I rang the Bellagio to see if they take bookings from a small village in the west of Ireland. Thanks for helping us feed the gondolas. Good night.
Thank you for calling Bellagio Room Reservations. All agents are currently assisting other guests. Your call will be answered shortly.
Oh, that's lovely music now.
Good morning, Bellagio Room Reservations. My name is Wendy. How may I assist you?
I'm ringing you from Ireland. My name is Monica Looley, and I'm ringing you from a little village in the west of Ireland called Ahasgraw. You see, and I'm ringing you because I saw lots of articles during the week about your lovely, big, huge hotel you have over there.
Right.
And myself and my husband now, Paul Drageen, we've been married now for 35 years now.
Oh,
and we
great.
thought, well, it's about time we try to revive the old romance department. You know,
There you go.
You know what it's... I don't know if you know this yourself, Wendy. After a while, things start to go a bit stale. You know what it's like, you know. And I, to be honest with you, Paul Drageen is staler than most men I've ever come across. Can I ask you a few questions about it first? Is that
Sure.
all right? Are the bathrooms en suite?
Are they, I'm sorry?
Are they en... Sorry, you don't understand. That's French. It's en suite?
On Sweden?
No, en suite. That's French. That means is the toilet in the room? Not in the room.
Oh,
Is there a
okay.
separate room? You know, you wouldn't want the toilet in the room. The smell is disgusting, especially with Paul Drageen there. I can tell you that after the later tips. So do you have that? Are they?
Televisions? Is that what you mean?
No, en suite means you have the bathroom and the toilet. It's French, you see. I don't know, you see.
okay.
It's what we speak French a lot here in Europe. And it's like you have the bathroom and the toilet in a little room off the bedroom. But it's your own one. You don't have to be bumping into strangers.
Right, yes, okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, it does have like a bathroom. It's
Well, I tell you what, Wendy, now I better go off and check it with himself now because it might be a bit pricey for himself, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you see, he broke his leg last week and he's a bit of compensation money coming, so we probably could afford it. Oh, don't worry, he faked the whole thing. He isn't wrong. He's lazy. That's all that's wrong with him. But I tell you what, Wendy, I'll ring you back in about an hour or so.
okay, that sounds good.
You've been a great help. Thanks very much
thanks.
now. All
Sure,
right.
thank you.
Slán bhaile. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye-bye.
Oh, America's the home of the brave, America the brave, home of the brave.